Hi, this is Jonas. I'm an indie game developer, and I would say I've been an indie game developer for 2 years now. During that time period, I worked on 2 games, Islanders and Will You Snail. I've started this YouTube channel 2 years ago, in fact, which is why I thought great opportunity to have a little look back and get you all up to speed with what's happened so far. How is it like to be an indie game developer? How is it going? What are the plans for the future? I'll reveal my YouTube stats and some rough sales numbers. In short, this is my 2019 end of the year summary for you. The basic idea behind starting this YouTube channel was to have a way to market my indie games, because even 2 years ago I knew that marketing would probably be one of the biggest challenges. I actually started with daily uploads. I have no idea how the hell I managed to pull that off. Let's just say my quality standards weren't as high back then. Hi there, I'm Jonas. I create video games. This YouTube channel is for everybody who's up for an amazing adventure, starting a business, creating a video game, growing a YouTube channel. So sorry about that. So why should you subscribe? You should subscribe because I will show you. But the point being, my situations 2 years ago was I decided to quit game school and I decided to start going into indie game development. I was super scared and nervous at the time. It doesn't really show on videos, but like I had a couple of minor anxiety issues for sure. Because people were telling me, don't quit your studies, that's a very dumb move. Probably because it is a dumb move, okay, don't do it. But I also knew that I wouldn't get that much more out of finishing my studies, so I just decided to go with it, start this YouTube channel. Yeah, pretty scary. So I was living at home with my dad. By the way, I still am. I'm still living at home with my dad. The biggest difference is that back then I had 0 income. I didn't make any money, of course, with indie game development. And now 2 years later, I've actually managed to get into a financially secure state. At least for the next 2 or 3 years, I'm good. The only goal, the ultimate goal, is to keep making games. And at the very least for the next couple of years, I'll be able to do that, which is fantastic. Huge thank you to everybody who supported me, my parents, etc, etc. We'll get into how I managed to make that happen. We'll get into where my income is coming from. For now, let's just say it was a lot of luck. It was a lot of being at the correct place at the correct time, for sure. Like back then, I was working on a game called Ovus. This is how the game looked like. It was a, yeah. Obviously, this is prototyping graphics, right? And the game had kind of a cool concept, but in the end, it didn't end up working out, which unfortunately I noticed way too late. Here's one of the very fun videos where I tried out a couple of different art styles for that game. Yeah, it was a fun game, what can I say? The main problem of that game was just that it wasn't marketable at all. Like, it would not have been possible to sell that game, which why it's good that I decided to make a little mini game called Will You Snail. Oh yeah, here it is. The video is called Let's Make a Viral Game, Will You Snail. So it pretty much started out as a joke, right? Hey guys, this is Jonas making video games with you, and I decided we're just gonna make a viral game today. No problem at all. I want to put my theories to the test, and I have an absolutely brilliant idea. We're gonna make a rage game. I hope I was kidding. I'm pretty sure I was kidding there. So this is how Will You Snail looked at the very beginning. The main concept was there. Even this level still looks pretty similar nowadays.
Oh, it's a very simple jump and run game. You play that snail here. Very easy to understand, and you need to dodge those spikes that are coming out of the ground. The hard part about it is that there's some sort of an AI, and it tries to predict where you'll go next, and that's where it will put the spikes. Actually, it's way harder than it looks.
Yeah, and as it turns out, that game was a lot more fun, and I thought also a lot more marketable than what I was working on back then, Ovus. So over time, I just paused Ovus and just kept working on Will You Snail. And at that time, I was still at game school at HTW Berlin, studying game design. And during those studies, I, of course, made Islanders with 2 of my friends there, Paul and Friedemann. Where does this year start? 1 year. Here. Okay, that is very interesting. Here's the 1 year of indie dev. So that is the video I made at the end of 2018. Let's actually have a quick look at this. I'm super curious.
Hey, this is Jonas making games with you, and I started getting serious about indie game development pretty much exactly 1 year ago. So at the beginning of 2018, I started this YouTube channel. The year has come to its end, so let's have a look at everything I did this year, everything I achieved this year, and I realized this is a pretty me-focused video. This is me celebrating what I did this year. First of all, let's have a quick look at all of the games I made this year. This one is Ovus, which I didn't finish because I didn't think it was promising really. Here we have Ouroboros, which I made for Jim Jam. This one, which is a game I made in 10 minutes for Brecky's 10-minute game challenge. Overcharge, the game I made for Ludum Dare 43. Will You Snail, which is the game I'm still working on right now, and let's also not forget about the winter version of this game. And finally we have a game I made this summer as a university project with my friends. The game is already entirely done, but we decided not to show any footage yet, so this early prototype is all I can show you for now, unfortunately.
That, of course, ended up being Islanders.
Yes, this is about game development, but I also started a YouTube channel, and I think this is a very crucial part of becoming an indie developer, is getting yourself out there, building an audience. If you plan to make indie games for a long time, then building an audience is a very, very good time investment, and that really shows. For Will You Snail, for example, I pushed out a demo and like 200 people downloaded the game right away.
So this is where this year started, and I've made a lot of videos I'm pretty proud of this year. So perhaps I can also use that opportunity to show you a couple of videos you might have missed that might interest you. Oh yeah, of course. 2019 started with a Wowie jam. I hosted my first game jam this year, 2019. And of course, next year, 2020, we'll start with another Wowie game jam. You are hereby officially invited to the second Wowie game jam. 17th of January, 2020. You can join with the link in the description. Join in 17th of January. I'm doing that as a little bit of a community service for you. I, for the most part, just want to finish up Will You Snail. I really want to make some progress with Will You Snail, but I just thought, hey, I'll take the time to do this with you as a little celebration. Okay, so here are all of the Game Jam videos. And here is where I published my first video about Islanders. This time right here is where I went from 1,000 subscribers to 10,000. Especially this video right here. Game Dev the week before launch. This Islanders devlog here is what pretty much blew up my channel. I mean, not that it's super huge right now or anything, but this was exciting. First time showing Islanders.
Hey, welcome. This is Jonas from Grizzly Games, and I'm super excited to announce Islanders. The game's already completely done. I kinda made the game without telling you anything about it. Oopsie. But I'm absolutely willing to share everything now. I made the game with 2 of my friends. This was not a solo project. I really want to stress that. You can see the full team here. Also big shout out to the university and our professors that helped us out. What kind of game is it? It's a strategy / puzzle game.
Now that I see this video, I can remember that so well. That was really exciting, especially the time before launch where we published the first trailers. Then one of our tweets on Twitter completely blew up and tons of people wishlisted the game. Just really exciting. Yeah, what a fortunate situation to be in. Like, as I've said, I'm really lucky. I don't really want to take too much credit for what I've been able to achieve. I was lucky. Did I mention that I was just lucky? Probably.
Hey, this is Jonas, and our indie game Islanders literally launches in just a couple of days, so I thought I'd show you what I've been up to. In the morning, I meet up with the team for a little conference call. In Trello, we collect all of the things we still want to do and discuss, and then in the morning, we just go through our to discuss area here.
Yeah, so that was a pretty fun devlog, actually. Can recommend. One of the videos you should watch if you've missed it. And then another video you can definitely watch if you've missed it is Making of Islanders. Where is it here? How we made Islanders. This is pretty much a full making of where I show a lot of the old prototypes.
Hello, this is Jonas from...
Here, this is how the game looked like at the beginning. This is how it looked like at some point, and then of course in the end it looked more like this. Oh yeah, a lot of people have asked how well has the game sold. I won't give you the exact numbers, but you can have the rough numbers. So far, it has sold over 200,000 times. Pretty insane. Does that mean I'm a millionaire right now? No, unfortunately not, because Steam takes a big cut, you pay a lot of taxes, and also the game doesn't belong to me, the game belongs to Grizzly Games, to this little Grizzly here. First of all, I'm co-owner of Grizzly Games now, which is epic. Grizzly Games is of course the game studio we used to publish Islanders. I joined their team after they made Superflight, and that is what I've meant with I've been at the correct place at the correct time, because those guys had already made a successful game on Steam before. They knew a little bit of what they were doing. I was able to join their team, which basically means I was just pretty lucky. And I think I definitely contributed a lot to the success of the game as well. However, without me finding the team, it would have looked entirely different. Like I would still be sitting here with basically zero income. Let's just face it. So that's what I meant with being lucky, right? I was at the correct place at the correct time. And also in general, I have to say, I can't really take too much credit for how it's went so far because I've just had absolutely perfect starting conditions, right? I'm able to live at home with my dad, pretty much zero pressure, don't have to pay any rent, got a lot of support from my parents.
Not to forget about all of the support our team received at game school, at HTW Berlin.
Pretty much the perfect starting conditions. I know that a lot of people don't have that, a lot of people are not as lucky. That is a shame.
But like in the end, that's one of the reasons why I have this YouTube channel, so I can hopefully help you get there as well.
And of course, Will You Snail kept evolving during the time I kept working on the game. For every game developer who's thinking about starting a YouTube channel as well, this video is for you. How to design anything, I think that's a super useful video. How to design a decision, super interesting game design video. I really like a lot of the videos I put out this year. And you can see now we have arrived at the part where I'm celebrating myself. Yeah, so many great videos here at the end of the year. We had a super fun 4-week series where I made a devlog every week documenting the progress on Will You Snail. The main challenge was to finish Will You Snail within just 4 weeks. We actually did it, but the game Will You Snail is still not finished. Like, there's still so much more work to do. I keep finding new bugs, I keep finding new things that I still want to put into the game. I want to translate the game into a couple more languages. I want to put in more story, more Easter eggs, more content, more settings. Like, I want to do a graphics overhaul. Like, I'm starting to get really scared because in spring I want to start the next game project with Grizzly Games. We'll make another game with the Grizzlies. And until then, I'd really like Will You Snail to be finished completely, 100% done. However, that's gonna be pretty tight. I want to make sure I'm really happy with this game when it finally comes out, because I've put so much time and effort into it already, and I feel like it has a ton of potential, and I feel like if I don't finish it properly now, then all of that more or less could go to waste. Because I feel like making a good game nowadays is not good enough. Will You Snail is a good game now, but I want to turn it into an excellent game, and that of course takes a little bit of extra effort, and I'm a little scared. Will You Snail, it's a solo project, of course, right? I'm making the game alone, which feels a lot different than making games in a team. It's a lot slower as well, and you have to do everything yourself. I don't have an amazing artist in my team as I did with Islanders. Like, Friedemann just made Islanders look epic, and now I'm struggling a lot more myself with the visuals of Will You Snail because I don't have an artist. In general, to be honest, I'm kind of worried about the launch of Will You Snail. I feel like the game does not have nearly as much appeal as Islanders, but we'll see. My hope is that streamers and content creators will pick it up. So I'm assuming that will probably be one of the main events in 2020, bringing out Will You Snail. I hope that will happen in 2020, really. Let's hope so. I keep ramping up the quality of my videos, which unfortunately also means they take me longer and longer to produce. More people are watching them. I feel more pressure to produce somewhat quality videos, which stresses me out a little bit and which also takes a ton of development time away, which is, let's just integrate that announcement right here, okay? Announcement time, woo! Unfortunately, this time it's not a super pleasant announcement, but I think it's something I have to try out, and that is getting rid of the upload schedule. For now, I've been uploading 1 video a week. I feel like if I want to finish my indie game Will You Snail on time, that is too much, because it's taking too much time to make all of these videos, and I need to spend more time on actually making games right now. And more importantly, I want to spend more time on making games right now. I'm not quitting YouTube. What I am doing is trying to move this entire game development and this entire YouTube thing into a long-term thing, right? I've proven that it can work short-term in this 2-year period. The next step for me personally is making sure I'll be able to do this for the next 10 to 20 years. Like, if I really think about what I want to be doing 5 years from now, 10 years from now, it is not spending 50% on my time on making YouTube videos. I've been consistently uploading a video every single week for 2 years. I feel like now's the time to switch that up a little bit. I feel like this is something you will benefit from as well, by the way, because that way it'll be more likely I'll keep making videos in the long run, but then we'll see how that impacts the channel, etc, etc. And as you can see here, I'm currently making $250 per month off of YouTube, which is great. That's quite a bit of pocket money. Started monetizing this YouTube channel this year as well, but I don't think this number will move into a territory where I'll be able to live off of it anytime soon, because the second part of this story is that I don't want to be that guy who's teaching people how to make games and how to make money with games or whatever without actually doing it myself. So that is one of the other reasons why I feel like I need to focus a bit more on game development right now. Because as it is right now, I'm actually spending more time on teaching game development than actually practicing game development. And I feel like it would be a lot better if you could actually learn from a practitioner, from somebody who's actually making games, who's going through all of the required steps himself. That is essentially what I want to offer to you. And in order to be able to offer that for you, I need to reduce the frequency of uploads a little bit. Okay, so let's have a look at subscriber growth or stuff like that. Like where are these stats? Yeah, that's pretty much how it looks like. This was the first year, and this giant spike right here, as I've said, is where we published Islanders. Who would have thought? I think that gave me a big credibility boost as well, right? Before that, I was just a random kid sitting at home making games without any success. And then here's where I've made Islanders. I think people started accepting me as a little bit more of an authority. Also, to be honest, it probably gave me quite a bit of a confidence and ego boost as well. Like before that, I was really unsure and scared that what I was doing was the correct thing to do. And this is the point where I was like, okay. I guess it's working. I guess I can be a little more confident now. And of course, after that, you can see the views going up and down, perhaps with a little bit of a tendency upwards here at the end. In general, nothing I worry about too much because views go up, they go down, they go all over the place. If you obsess about the numbers too much, it can really drive you insane. They can't go up all of the time. And in general, that's pretty epic. I've been off to a good start over the last 2 years, which is mostly down to very good starting conditions. And now in 2020, the exciting part will be, can I replicate the success of Islanders? Like, can I make another successful indie game, either alone or in a team with Grizzly Games? That is gonna be super exciting to find out. I'll make sure to document the development of the next game properly so I can show a bit more of that on this YouTube channel. Being an indie game developer is awesome. I've enjoyed it a ton so far. Thanks for all of your support. Thanks so much for watching my videos. It's highly appreciated. I don't take you for granted. Pretty epic. I'm happy. And I'm very curious to see where this journey leads me. Let's find out.